I'm Anya.
And I'm Matt.
And we're the Tweeks.
Twin Teen Geeks.
Last week, we saw Spider-Man Homecoming, which is the newest Spider-Man movie in this like new universe franchise thing. Spider-Man was under like the Sony thing, and so they did a bunch of films with Andrew Garfield, and now Marvel got back the rights, so we have a new one with my favorite person in the entire world, Tom Holland. All of my friends, like, we're all just like obsessed with him. And for those of you who don't know, I mean, I already loved him before because when he was like 12 years old, he was being Billy Elliot on Broadway.
Wait, no, he was Billy Elliot on the West End.
No,
Yeah.
Broadway.
I'm pulling receipts. Actually, he was Billy Elliot on the West End. Tom Stanley Holland is an English actor and dancer. Holland is known for playing Spider-Man in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the title role in Billy Elliot the Musical on the West End, and for starring in the 2012 film The Impossible. I read it on Wikipedia, so it must be true.
Anyway, I already loved him, and you can watch our Captain America Civil War video where I was already just like so excited about him being in it because I think he's an awesome Spider-Man. But let's get into talking about the movie.
So the movie opens with Peter Parker vlogging from the back of Tony Stark's car.
It's so funny.
Oh my, it is so funny because the way that they scripted it, he's like a 15-year-old kid and he talked exactly how a high school sophomore would speak.
It was so
like,
good, so realistic.
Funny.
There were so many amazingly funny moments, but it wasn't like corny funny, and like it all tied into the story.
It was really teenager humor in such a way that only teenagers like now in this time period would get some stuff, such as they have this thing at their school, which is like, at our school we call it Art Attack, and it's like the morning news. Awkward hosts, bad green screen graphics, bad graphics in general. It was just really spot on. And there's like other stuff about like being in class, like the teachers not caring, and it's just like really funny.
So not only was it a really funny movie, but graphics and special effects were awesome. Like it was an all around good movie.
Let go of me! Let go of me! Activating parachute.
Definitely Tweeks approved.
Oh, 100% Tweeks approved. So the marketing campaign for Spider-Man Homecoming relied heavily on Zendaya's current popularity.
What are you hiding, Peter? I'm just kidding, I don't care. Bye.
And my issue with that is that she was in every single trailer and every single interview, even when she was in the movie for like 0.3 seconds.
So here's the thing. So Spider-Man's love interest, Liz, she was not in any trailer. She didn't go on like any of like
I thought Zendaya
the
would
marketing
be the love
stuff.
interest.
So my theory is that she tried out for the love interest, and they were like, well, we need Zendaya for this film to like have someone in it. So we'll just like write in a character and be like, Zendaya's in that movie, guys.
Okay, alright. So here's the thing. I don't think they wrote in the character because her character's initials are MJ, Mary Jane, who we all know from the other Spider-Man movies and from the comic. It was said that Zendaya is not Mary Jane, and it's like, okay, cool. And because there were all these people coming at her, like, Mary Jane is like a white redhead, and that is not Zendaya, which is totally ridiculous in the first place. Just, I don't know. It's probably not her, but they did write it in a way that it could possibly be her.
So, I mean, I could see how maybe just like upcoming movies, which I hope there are, which at the end credits it says Spider-Man will return. Yeah,
maybe she's
I
just
hope to see more of her.
Inspired.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's
I thought
what
she
it
did a
is.
good job though. Her character was very
Yeah,
funny.
no, she did a really good job. I thought her character was really, really believable as a teenager, even though she's only like 19. I think.
They were all like young kids though.
Yeah, I
They were
know.
all, like,
None of them were
teenagers.
like 25 or whatever.
No,
which
usually
I thought was
they're,
like really, really good. Like, you cannot tell me that the Riverdale characters are sophomores.
Exactly.
Are you
because
kidding?
in this movie they're supposed to be sophomores and they didn't really look like sophomores. They looked like seniors. And in Riverdale they looked like 25-year-olds.
Yeah, the one thing that I'm always missing from movies is I'm going to be a senior next year.
What?
Or sophomore.
What?
I'm definitely not going to be a senior. I'm going to be a sophomore next year. And in no movie ever have I ever seen a high schooler with braces. But if you look at my grade, half of them have braces.
That's because actors don't have braces. They don't use braces in movies unless it's like, oh, they're a nerd, like they have braces. But like normal people who aren't nerds have braces. I had a friend say that she's like, Spider-Man was really good. I loved it a lot. But I think Wonder Woman was better. And at first, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. And then I started thinking about it, and I was like, they're so different because Wonder Woman was like a period piece, and I loved Wonder Woman. But Spider-Man was like good for what it was, and I loved Spider-Man. I just loved them so differently. Like I really can't make up my mind.
Wonder Woman was kind of more of a backstory.
Versus
It reminded me of the first Avenger, like the first Captain America movie. But then Spider-Man was kind of like jumping in right at like Iron Man 2.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. Spider-Man was like Iron Man. It was like funny, it was light. But then Wonder Woman was like, it was all dark. Like another way you could tell was by like the lighting from like a film standpoint. In Wonder Woman, it was a dark movie, as in literally everything was blue, gray, and black, and brown. Like the whole time there was like
little bits of like dark.
There was like sunlight like twice in like the prologue. Like that was it. It was so good, and I love Wonder Woman. But watch a video on that. But Spider-Man was just so different. It was funny and it was light, and I left feeling happy, not like literally
and
like shocked.
The way that they did it was literally a 15-year-old kid in a superhero suit. It
I
took
think
that
people
in
forget
stride. Like people forget that
Spider-Man
is
is
a
like
high school
teenager,
kid,
and that he will leave notes and like accept a churro from some lady.
I helped this old lady and she bought me a churro, so that was nice.
I saw like there were a lot of young kids in the audience, and because it's a superhero movie, there were going to be. And I thought it's a great movie for like young kids too.
Other superhero movies have been very geared towards specifically like fans of
The
comics and action
like
movies
adult
in general.
guys.
But the way that Spider-Man was done, it wasn't so much as an action movie, but almost like a comedy movie.
Yeah, it was kind of
Not
like
quite-
Deadpool. But Deadpool was
Deadpool.
Deadpool was like more for adults.
It was
But,
like it was like Deadpool Jr. In literary terms, I think the conflict wasn't necessarily man versus man. I think it was kind of man versus society and also man versus self. I'm like pulling all the way back to 7th grade.
That's not true at all. I strongly disagree. It was totally like man against man, if you're gonna put it that way, because he was fighting against some guy who stole some like stupid like alien thing.
Yeah, no, but it was an issue. It was an issue of confidence, and if it was an issue of doubt in Spider-Man.
No, that was like another thing, and that's why Tony was just a father figure, basically.
I feel like Tony was kind of representing his dad, Mr. Stark, in a sense. So Tony did for Peter what he would have wanted his dad to do.
Exactly. One more thing I forgot to say. My fourth favorite stand-up comic, Donald Glover, is in the movie, and Maddie can
Y'all may
confirm.
know him as
Childish Gambino. Like, what? He's some rapper, and then he's also like a comic and an actor. Like, I have so much respect for that man. Spoilers really quickly. So when Spider-Man is like going out on a date with Liz, this girl are gonna go to homecoming. He like goes to pick her up at her house, and her dad answers the door, and it's like the villain all along, and like it's like a dun 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 moment for the whole audience. And this kid in front of me, he was like 8-year-olds. Well, they just screwed up the whole movie, and I like lost it.
There were a couple of kids in front that were hilarious. Okay, but speaking of Donald Glover, he is going to be young Lando Calrissian in the new Star Wars movie, and I'm really excited for that.
So that's all for now.
Follow us on Instagram, Twitter, Tumblr, Periscope, add us on Snapchat, and like us on Facebook.
Subscribe to us on YouTube.
And check back every Thursday on ComicMix.com for new videos.
Bye!